Reggie here, your fellow neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you right there. I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. I want to give a shout out to Party Time Comics who goaded me into going live. He he was sending me messages and he said, "What would Uncle Ben do?" What would Uncle Ben do? Uncle Ben would basically tell you to get yourself online and go live and entertain the people is the gist of what Party Time had to say to me. So it is good to see you guys. I see people flowing into the room here. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I wanted to go live. I was getting set up to go live because something arrived. And I was like, forget it. I want to do a couple other things here around the house before instead of maybe. And Party Time is sending me these messages. And he's like, man, you need to go on live and entertain the people. So here I am. Here I am, hopefully entertaining the people. Hopefully I am sufficiently caffeinated to do so. But it is good to see you guys. Let me say hello to the comic soldiers who have flowed into the room here. Chris Barrett is in the house. How you doing, brother? Party Time Comics is here. Thank you for the goading, my friend. Wolf Mode 88 is in the house. Fist of Doom is here. The Mighty Comics guy is here. Can't Get Enough is in the house. Bear Island Comics is here. Perry Comics. My brother Vika is here. Young T is in the house. Daniel is here. Human is here. Human, I think that's how you say it. Isaac is in the house. Randy is here. Marks Madness is here. Ariel is in the house. It is good to see you guys. Compton's Comics and Collectibles is here. It's good to see you guys. I want to thank you for hanging out just a little bit with me. Whatever today is, Wednesday, New Comic Book Day. Thank you for hanging out on New Comic Book Day. I rarely, if ever, go to the comic shop on Wednesdays. I never seem to make it for whatever reason. So I'm actually at some point going to do a haul for you guys of books that I picked up yesterday. Probably should have waited and gone today, but whatever. I went yesterday, so I have books that have been sitting at one of my local comic shops for a couple of weeks now. But I am pumped because this arrived. And I was actually watching the UPS guy on the security monitors as he dropped my package off, and I was like, what is this dude doing? Because all I saw was somebody hunched over in the corner, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing in my front door? He was actually trying to hide the package. So anyway, shout out to UPS. Shout out to Ice-T. I don't know if you guys saw the thing that came out the other day about Ice-T, but anyway, shout out to him. But I was waiting for this package to arrive, and I am super pumped that it has finally arrived. This tongue-in-cheek might be the greatest unboxing that I have ever done on this channel. Hands down, the single greatest unboxing I've ever done. Tongue-in-cheek. I started to put that as the title, but I figured somebody would not like it. So I have waited for this one, and it has finally arrived. I actually took it out of the outer packaging already to save us a little time here in the room. But as soon as you guys see this book, you're gonna know. You're gonna know. I don't know if you can tell anything from the backside. I don't think you can tell anything. I don't think anyone can ever guess that. We Love Comics says, is it Scooby-Doo 12? Bro, it is a golden age Scooby-Doo. Golden age there. Marks Madness says, bold statement. Mark Spector, Turok 1, gold foil variant. Ooh, you guys pay attention. You guys pay attention. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I saw this book and I tried to lowball the offer. Not really. I tried to shave off a couple of points. Do want to know part of it. No part of it. I don't understand why you have a accepts offers, and the accepts offers is basically the buy it now price, but whatever. So I saw this book and I had to have it. I just had to. This is actually, I think, my second copy of this book, but here you go. Hands down, the greatest unboxing I will ever do on this channel, because the Gibbon saves all. It is the Gibbon. It is the Gibbon. The Gibbon is here. No, it's not AF-15. No, this is better than AF-15. It is Amazing Spider-Man number 110. It is the last original Stan Lee story in the title, under 400. Craven cameo, first appearance of Martin Blank, aka the Gibbon, hands down, single best ever. Sweet Caroline says, "Cuz, dude, this company I bought it from, Dave and Adams, put this stupid sticker on here. Why would you seal up the CGC bag with your label? I don't understand that. So now we've got to rip it. We're just going to rip this thing open because I need to lay hands on this slab. I need to lay hands on this one. So there you go. It's an awesome book. This is a really cool book for anyone that's been following the channel for any length of time. You know the joke about the Gibbon. Anybody that's watching this for the first time is like, what? What is this magical key that I've never heard about? No, Chris, I did not get that book. I rarely make it to the comic shop on Wednesday. But what I am going to do is to send a message to my comic shop to ask them to put that book to the side for me, maybe even 2 copies of that book. If you guys haven't watched, Chris from We Love Comics, he did a new comic book day haul a short while ago, maybe an hour ago now, maybe a little over that. He talked about a book that you guys might want to consider picking up. So head over to his channel once this is done, check it out. Oh, you guys are hilarious. Don't be upset, Beta Ray. Don't be upset. Tongue in cheek, my friend. We are all about fun on this channel, and the Gibbon saves, and Gibbon makes everything better. So, so here you go. This is a really cool book that I picked up. This is my second copy. I was actually looking at a higher grade book, but the prices started to get a little crazy. So I decided that the 9.0 is where I wanted to go. The backside isn't as white as one would want it to be, but it's not terrible. I mean, the cool thing though is that it actually has white pages, which is cool. Backside not so white, but inside definitely white pages. 9.0. Shout out to the Gibbon. All right, so I'll show you guys a couple of other books here. Nothing major at all. So here, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of an update before I get into this thing. So generally speaking, I was about to say that that's not true. So I have, as you guys probably are aware, I have not done any live interviews with anybody in quite some time. It's been about a month and a half, 2 months maybe. I was getting a little burned out because I was doing 2 live interviews a week. And that's a lot of work, right? There's a lot of work that goes into live interviews that you guys don't necessarily see, but because it's behind the scenes. And I enjoy the interviews, but they require a lot of work. And so after doing so many of them, I needed a little bit of a break. So with that break, I've now decided that maybe I'll do a couple of more live interviews. And I have reached out to CBCS, reached out to them to start having a dialogue with them about a couple of things. And yesterday we did the live stream where we talked about the modifications to the turnaround time for CBCS. And so I reached out to them today to start having a dialogue with them to get a better understanding of what does that turnaround time really mean. My hope is that it will lead me to being able to invite someone from that organization here onto the channel so that we can have a conversation. That is where it is going. Whether it'll be the president or not that probably won't be the president, right? It'll probably be some other person within the organization if I'm able to make magic happen the same way that we have from CGC, the head grader and a marketing person. And both of those people are very savvy. I think Brittany's been with the company for several years and is very knowledgeable about things. And as a marketer myself, we are oftentimes the representative for companies and are well positioned to be able to do that. So my hope is that if things go well with CBCS, we will have an ability to have some representatives from that organization come here on the channel and talk with us about the things that they're doing, right? So that people can make more informed decisions ultimately on, who they want to work with as a third-party grading company. So that's where that is heading. I have a conversation with the president of an organization probably in about 30 minutes to an hour for something else that I'm working on that'll also be an interview. And I won't tell you more about that one because I need to see if I can make it happen. It's been in the works off and on for like 2 months now. And so hopefully it'll actually come to fruition and I'll be able to provide you guys with some additional detail on that. But that'll be a cool interview. And then a subscriber gave me a heads up on something. Some news broke the other day related to Jim Lee that I'm pretty excited about. And so I've already, as of today, reached out to that company and had some conversations with them. So we will see what will happen with that one. There is a potential that we could have a couple of really solid interviews on the horizon that I think you guys will enjoy. So fingers crossed that we are able to actually make some of that happen. So I'll show you guys a couple of other books. Is this the, this one says Batman Who Laughs. But I thought that this was supposed to be Deceased. So I don't know. I need to look inside this one. I picked this one up yesterday, but now that I'm looking at it now, I'm like, did I get the right thing? Immortal Hulk number 17, couple of copies of that. Got this really dope cover right here. Immortal Hulk number 18, 2 copies of that. I think I have a third at one of the other shops. So he gave me the second printing. This is Venom 13, second printing. Should have been the first. And then here is 14. These are all on my pull list. And then I also picked up Amazing Spider-Man number 21 and number 22. So there you go. A couple of cool books right there. So that is the Batman Who Laughs. He gave me the wrong book. It should have been Deceased. I love the Deceased cover. Great 80s nostalgia. Yeah, so it should have been Deceased because I don't even read the Batman Who Laughs. So he needs to give me my money back. It's a pretty cool cover, though. Because it's not Deceased, I'm not even sure if I'll get around to reading it. But yeah, there you go. A couple of people are saying not Deceased. I don't know how my comic shop guy messes up. I'm going to have a conversation with him about that. He and I did, however, have a really good conversation about something that we're trying to do. I may partner up with a comic shop to do something really cool. We'll see. We're going to see whether I can make some magic happen. So yeah, that is the Alex Ross cover, the face cover. He has a couple of those that I think are really, really nice. I'm a big fan of the one that he did for Spider-Man. I have the first, second, and I think third printing of that. There's this one, and then I think there's also like a Captain America face cover that Alex Ross did, but they are very, very cool. Perry Comic says I'm asleep, bro. So I read Hush in one day. I read Hush basically in one sitting. If you don't include the nap that I took in the middle, I read Hush in one sitting. I'm in the process of reading Year One right now. So I don't know that I'm sleeping on Batman so much as I am starting from the beginning with some things that you guys have recommended to me already. So maybe I'll get to some of the others as well. But you have to work my way there. Jeff Comic, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Chris Barrett says the comic shop has some splaining to do. Bro, I was in the comic shop for like 2 hours talking to him and he gave me the wrong book. So I don't know. We'll see. Got 4 of those Hulks. Yeah, the Hulk covers are really, really, the story is fantastic. The covers are amazing. And thankfully I've been on the Immortal Hulk thing since like issue 1. So I'm very thankful for that. And I actually have, I get a couple copies from one shop and a couple copies from the other shop. So I try to spread the love, but definitely a really, really cool book. Great storyline, great artwork, cannot complain any way, shape or form. So Connecting Comics says he read Hush 2 months ago and it was good. It was. I thought it was good. I still think Death in the Family was better for me. That was much more impactful for me, but Hush was solid. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I liked how it gave you a nice little introduction to the various villains. I thought that was cool. I need to go back and actually reread the last issue, or at least part of the last issue, as they were connecting some of the dots. I missed some points, and I might have been a little sleepy from my nap, so I need to go back and reread that. But I definitely enjoyed Hush. I definitely enjoyed it. I am actually enjoying Year One as well. The artwork isn't as crisp, of course, as Jim Lee. This one was done in the 80s, and so it's a little dated. The cursive writing that they actually use is a little tough to read as well, but I'm still enjoying Year One. I am enjoying, I think I'm on like the 3rd book or something like that. So definitely enjoying that. And it's just good foundational Batman stuff. So definitely enjoying that. Ramos said, enjoying a walk in Reggie's announcer voice. I think I do have an announcer's voice. I've heard, that's not the first time that I've heard that one, you know? So, tongue in cheek, this is hands down the single greatest unboxing that will ever happen on the Reggie Collects channel. It is Amazing Spider-Man 110, the first appearance of Martin Blank, aka the Gibbon. If you guys are watching this channel for a while, you know my thing with the Gibbon. I don't even know. It's just like an inside joke that has like become a thing. And now I'm out buying 9.8 of Amazing Spider-Man 110. So definitely a cool book. So we all got to have a backup plan. You guys are hilarious. Did you see the first Gibbon? That is the first Gibbon, bro. That is the first Gibbon. I saw the first Gibbon. Read the second installment of this, which is 111. It's like the Craven Gibbon Get High issue, which is just, it's weird. It's a weird issue. 111 is a weird one. Definitely read it though. And then of course, read the return of the Gibbon in 18.HU from Amazing Spider-Man just recently. So Chris Barrett is asking when I'm going to fall down the golden age rabbit hole. Never. It will be sometime, my friend. I feel like, you know, I am a fan of like having a goal and being very, very focused on that goal. And you know, good or bad, right? That is just my preference. I have a goal, I take the goal down. And right now my goal is it was a bifurcated goal, in all fairness. I was focused on getting AF15 and also on completing my run of Amazing Spider-Man. And I've now kind of refocused myself to go after the run of Amazing Spider-Man, just because that bifurcated goal and bifurcated focus was tough. It's tough. It's tough to go after a big run and a big book at the same time. So I'm really focused right now on ASM, and I'm getting closer and closer with every book that I pick up to really closing that out. And it'll still be some time, but I'm getting closer. But I feel like there are books out there that I want to get for my collection, like the aforementioned, that will prevent me from going after Golden Age books. And I don't think Golden Age books are all that expensive. And Chris, I watch a lot of his stuff. He talks a lot about Golden Age. I just feel like there are some things that I need to accomplish first before I can go in that direction. And I'm also still trying to learn my way through Golden Age books, you know, how to price them, what to look for, what's significant, all that kind of stuff. Still trying to wrap my mind around that. I did, however, read part of Batman 1 the other day, which was interesting, So there you go. Scrolling through, I think it was Chris had a comment here. What did he say? He said, when is the Gibbon getting his own TV show? Bro, he's dead. They killed him. Spoiler alert. In Amazing Spider-Man 18.HU, like 2 months ago, they killed the Gibbon. He can't have a TV show. Because, you know, again, if you think about what the editor-in-chief just recently said about Marvel and how they're doing things, they're not doing it for shock value anymore. They're basically saying that when characters die, characters will stay dead. That's what I heard. So the Gibbon is gone, man. May he rest in peace. Gibbon's never coming back. Wild Child says the Gibbon must be dead because the live streams are getting better. Brother, we put him in the ground and somehow through his fur, he is you know, boosting the signal to and from this house. Maybe. Adrian Carr says it'll spike when he makes his MCU appearance. Oh man, Chris Bear, I know, brother. I think you put a post up on Instagram where you were talking about your Golden Age stuff. Yeah, you're down in there, brother. I am not getting in that hole with you guys. I'm not getting in there. So here's the thing. Chris from We Love Comics, not Chris Barrett. There was like a run on Chris, and whenever I do a live stream, there is a run on the name Chris. So I have several Golden Age books right at my ankle that someone sent me. Like some Looney Tunes, some Donald Duck, that kind of stuff. So technically I do have Golden Age in my collection. I just didn't buy them. And we call that a win here at RegieCollects. That is a win. When somebody sends you something really dope and you don't pay for it, that is a win, and it goes in the box and we celebrate those wins. So there you go. Daniel, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. There's a run on Daniels as well. I'm reading you all's responses, and you guys are hilarious. You guys really, really are funny. Chris says, bring up a good point. He bought his first pre-Cole horror book today. Congrats on that, brother. That is awesome. Dennis, we can't show your comment. No, we can show that. We're going to show that. That's a funny comment. Not buying Golden Age doesn't count. What? I'm gonna let Chris Bigger says it's the army of Chris's. I'm telling you, there is a run on the name Chris whenever I do a live stream. I'm gonna let you guys fight it out. There is also there's a guy that comes into the chat. He is the mightiest of Matts. So of all the Matts, he is the mightiest. So Chris, you need to change your name to the mightiest of Chris's or king of all Chris. There you go. And I think that that will work. Who Dat Comics and Movies? How you doing, brother? It's good to see you, man. It's been a while since I've seen you. So it's thank you for coming into the chat here. And so I was on Who Dat's Instagram yesterday, and his daughter, I think, was asleep in the backseat of the car. And if you have kids, whenever your kids fall asleep, that is a win. In the car, on the sofa, accidentally on the floor, my daughter, it's a win because that is like freedom. You get a couple of free moments. We have literally pulled our car into the garage and let the child sleep in the car in the garage safely, doors open, of course, right? To get a couple of moments. Chris Bigger says he's the bigger of Chris's. You guys are hilarious. So yeah, that is the rundown. No one dies in comics when Aunt May can come. Bro, Aunt May, didn't she die? So Aunt May basically was dying in comics from about like AF 15 all the way through like volume 1, Amazing Spider-Man 400, when I think she finally died. I can't bring myself to read that issue, the Tombstone issue. I still can't bring myself to read that because Aunt May is, you know, she's like an eternal, right? But I heard that she died in that issue, but clearly she didn't stay dead because she appears to be back. So Brian, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. You guys are hilarious. So Mac Daddy Austin is making a comments here. Yeah, hit me up, brother. Hit me on email so we can talk a little bit about that because I read it, but I'm not fully reading it. So hit me back on email, RegieCollects@gmail.com. We can talk a little bit more about that one. There's a couple of recommendations here from Jack Knight Starman. Reggie, you need to read James Robinson and Tony Harrison's Starman. I think I've heard of Starman. I've never read that. ASM 400. Yep, the death of Aunt May. There you go. Have you done an update on what left to complete your run? No, so I haven't done an update on that. Partly because, so I think it was Mark Spector is asking for an update on my ASM run. The part of the reason is because the list almost changes daily, right? So this was 2 days ago. This is what the 1 through 261 actually looks like, and I've already crossed off I think another 9 books on this list already. So it literally changes day by day depending upon what's happening. And so my thing is, as I get closer to actually closing that out, it's almost like I just wait to the end to do it, or when I have like 2 or 3 books, then I kind of do a wrap up there. So yeah, that's coming. And because it's almost like as soon as I film it and then wait for the opening in the schedule to actually put the video in there, the video is already outdated. And so that's my challenge with like doing updates for people, is that as soon as I record the video, edit it, get it in the queue, it's already old, you know? And so that's why I'm kind of struggling with that one. So here we go. All right. So the man, you guys are hilarious. All right. So I'm going to get myself out of here. Oh, and Party Time Comics says, Reggie, you are joining the live stream. I told for those that came in late, my man Party Time Comics goaded me into going live. He's sending me messages and he's like, what would Uncle Ben do, Reggie? What would Uncle Ben do? He was like, Uncle Ben would tell you to go live and to entertain the people. That's basically what Party Time Comics was just telling me. So we went live. We had a conversation. Now we're just kind of rambling, talking a little bit of trash here. So, but I want to thank you guys for hanging out just a little bit. I'm going to go and reach out to my local comic book shop and place an order for a book based upon the recommendation that Chris has made. Chris from We Love Comics, a huge fan of this guy. He recommended on his channel a short while ago that we look into this book. And so I'm going to do that. And Chris, if you are wrong, we are going to have a problem, my friend, because I'm going to buy dozens of this book. I will buy, Chris, and if you are wrong, my friend, we are going to have a problem. And tongue-in-cheek, completely joking about that. All right, guys, I want to thank you for hanging out with me just a little bit. I think there's 83 of you here right now. I want to thank you guys for hanging out. There are some cool videos that are still yet to be released this week. There is one good one I think that is coming out today at 3:30. I think you guys definitely want to tune into that. And I may go live again at some point later this week. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. It depends on whether Party Time Comics sends me more threatening emails. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for hanging out. If you need to reach me, feel free to do so at RegieCollects on Instagram and RegieCollects@gmail.com. Take care.